Good afternoon. This is Darren Crawley, the Partner Account Manager here at Cloud for Partners. I'd just like to welcome you to today's webinar held in conjunction with our friends and associates at Sana e-commerce. Before I go through the agenda today and to introduce our guest speaker, I'd just like to highlight the fact that as per usual GoToWebinar operations, the audience are on mute. However, we will have the opportunity for any attendees today to ask questions of our guest. Simply use the chat box or the questions button on the user interface, and we'll keep an eye out for any questions that may crop up during the course of the presentation and demo. The event today is being held in conjunction with Sana e-commerce, who are a very well-known and respected name in e-commerce throughout the SAP Business One partner network. And my colleague today is a gentleman called Alex Jennings-Temple, who is Partner Alliance Manager here in the UK. So I will introduce Alex shortly. The subject for today's presentation is very much on focusing on the benefits of an integrated e-commerce solution. So Sana will introduce themselves to you, give you a brief introduction about the company, showcase the e-commerce product that works hand in hand with SAP Business One, and most importantly of all, as members of the global SAP Business One reseller community, Alex will be in a position to give you more insight into some of the benefits of working with Sana, and also be able to show you some of the benefits that you can communicate to customers in terms of using the integrated e-commerce solution we'll see today. So without further ado, I'll just hand the presentation rights over to Alex, and he can show you what he has today in all its glory. Over to you, Alex.
That's great. Right, just checking, Darren, you can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, it's fine. You're good to go.
Good man. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to be taking you through our presentation then today. It's going to be quite light. So you know, really want you to understand the benefits really to your customers and how they can benefit from integrated e-commerce, and also as partners, because that's what I do. I look after and manage the partner network here in the UK and Ireland. So I want to obviously talk to you about how you can benefit as well by working with Sana. So there's me. That's a picture of me. There you go. So Alex said, example, yeah, I'm the Partner Alliance Manager here in the UK. And we've already talked about the agenda. So this one I'll take you through today. I'm going to go through a product demonstration as well. So I'm going to give you an example of how our sites work with regards to B2C, B2B, and sort of sales agent functionalities. I'm going to take you through that shortly. But really, I just want to cover off who we are and really where we came from. So what I'm going to go through now is really about our kind of message that we put out to our customer base, and it's all about prioritizing relationships and not necessarily just transactions, because it's all well and good, you know, setting up an e-commerce solution to generate more revenue, to get more sales, to have an online presence. But it does give you that. But does it give your customers the ability to manage all of their needs and build those long-standing relationships? So we really want to get that message across. We want to focus on the relationships, the customer experience, the processes within the business of your customers, rather than just going out with a message that, you know, if you get an e-commerce solution, you're going to be selling more online. That's a given. You know, I think we know that from all the other solutions you'll probably be looking at. So this is where we focus. We did a survey in the back end of 2019 it was about 550 B2B buyers that we talked to. And 44% of these buyers told us that they experienced online order errors with their suppliers. You know, at least every 2 weeks. And this is one of the main reasons that buyers are just not doing as much as they want to do online in the current market. And there's other reasons behind this, but this is one of the key areas that we can address. So how your customers have found success. We do a lot of customer demonstrations. We do a lot of processing to a lot of businesses out there. We're very focused on B2B in wholesale, manufacturing, distribution, and retail. And a lot of customers we talk to have built their success. They've built their business on the back of building those long-standing relationships. Their customers depend on them. They're not necessarily going out and being the cheapest on the market, just want to shove some cheap products on a website and just selling on product. You know, it's really the service they want to offer, which can be quite complex and cause quite a lot of issues when they look to take that business that they've built, that offline business, and try and replicate exactly the same level of service online to their customer base. So, and this is going to be a massive impact on a lot of these businesses, because by the year 2040, which is quite a depressing year to think about, really, that would be the year, you know, I get 60, as in I was just 40 this year, but hey, 95% of shopping is going to be facilitated by e-commerce. Okay, now buying habits are going to change that drastically. I mean, we've all seen, I don't want to talk about, you know, necessarily COVID-19 or anything like that, but my personal buying habits, I haven't been out anywhere. I've managed to continue to spend as much money as I normally did, but just buying everything online through the web stores that I've been buying through stuff before. I'm comfortable with them. They've got good delivery, you know, and that has dramatically changed to a lot of people who weren't necessarily going to do that. 75% at the minute will make their purchase online. Now, a higher percentage would want to make more, especially in the B2B environment, because of reasons we're going to discuss. They're currently not. But B2B e-commerce is expected to rise 10% year on year. Okay, so we're going to see a huge amount of growth in B2B e-commerce moving forward. So we just really want to make sure that when you're talking to your customers, you're aware of the products that are out there, how they work, and which one is best for each customer. We're not saying that Sana is going to suit every single one of your customers who's looking for an e-commerce solution, but you just need to be aware of how we fit in to that portfolio. So to meet the evolving needs of your customers, you need to deliver that same experience online that made you successful offline. And that is a really key message. And like I said, this is the thing that B2B businesses are struggling with. And a change can, like we said, be a challenge. You know, many organizations, they try to keep up. They launch an e-commerce website. They you know, dip their toe in the water, shall we say, and try around with it, launch something cheap, rush into it, manage it. Sometimes it's not successful. It causes a lot of strain on the back end processes, and they don't feel like it's been successful, and they feel like those efforts have fallen short. And that's because there's a lot of compromises in the background if you do go for a standard mainstream e-commerce platform. So they struggle to deliver the convenience. So taking that offline experience, taking it online, the reliability of a person who can pick up the phone or email in order to take that and do that online, and also the constant evolution as well, because things change online all the time. It's not just, there you go, I've just launched a website, I put all my products into it, I put all my prices, and away we go. I'm gonna take loads of orders. It doesn't work like that, because prices change. Not just prices, product variations change as well, and you'll take on new products and get rid of old products and add in different content. It's always changing, and that can become difficult when you're managing disparate systems, which can lead to obviously a lot of frustrations. We've already talked about 44% of B2B buyers already experiencing errors and disruptions. Well, your customers don't want that within their business. They don't want to have problems around stock and pricing and ordering issues. Okay, it can get very frustrating, and that in turn, you know, if you're having that relationship with that customer, and every 2 weeks they're going to have an issue with an order with you, then all of that work, all of that hard work that your customers' businesses have been founded on, they're going to damage those long-standing relationships just by trying to evolve into the current market. So it's very, very challenging for a lot of customers we talk to. And this all leads to compromised success. So the root cause of these challenges are basically all the different systems that they're working with are disparate. So they're all working independent silos. So, you'll have your ERP solution, you'll have your e-commerce solution, and then you'll have loads of middleware in between talking to the various systems. Okay, it's not all working as one. And that's the thing that can cause these challenges. So not all of the data in one system is available in the other. Not all the functionality of one system is available in the other either. The data needs to be synchronized between the two systems, and changes have to be made twice, once in the ERP or the middleware, and then again in the e-commerce platform. So when we think of all of this, actually just launching a web store with no fully integrated functionality with the ERP solution can be a very time-consuming and issue-ridden project. And also can be extremely costly as well, especially with some of the top-end solutions out there with all of the middleware in there that needs to be upgraded every time you upgrade the ERP or upgrade the actual e-commerce solution. It can get very, very costly. So all these various silos in e-commerce can result in various things. So you've got a compromised convenience. So the lack of self-service, which is something we are really keen to push when we talk to any of our customers. It's all about empowering their customers to do as much as they possibly can online 24/7, rather than having to rely on you and all of your back-end admin tasks and staff to do all the simple things for them. Just the same way that we as consumers would say work with Amazon. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody from Amazon, because I know I can do everything 24/7 online when I want it. Okay, so that's a really key point. Incomplete personalized experience. Customers don't, if you're an end user consumer, if me and you go onto a website and we buy the same thing, we'll probably have exactly the same experience as an end user. However, from a B2B functionality standpoint, when I log in, I want to see any agreements I have in place with my supplier. I want to see all of the pricing that I've got agreed with the supplier, any payment terms that I've got agreed as well. I want it to be personalized to me when I actually log in. And missing information as well. That's the last thing we don't want. Stock needs to be updated. There's missing data, and that's because they're just not synchronized. They're not working as one, which leads through to compromised reliability. So the inconsistent information across all of the various buying channels. Do I email in an order? Can I just phone my sales rep and place an order? I go online and place an order. And all of the time, the experience or pricing or stock information is different whenever I'm chasing that down. So it's extremely inconsistent, which doesn't give the customer much confidence. And order and delivery errors as well, and that inaccurate information is a really key issue for a lot of B2B companies out there. Compromised evolution, so slow to adapt to customer needs and market changes. If you have, like, say, seasonal sales, for instance, and you have to do various offers or different stock lines for various sort of seasonal elements throughout the year, can you adapt to those needs, what the customer requires, quickly? And if you've got all the information in one place, then it's a lot easier to make those changes. Disruptions when making changes. Is there downtime to the web store? Do you have to contact someone else who manages the middleware? If you need to make changes done and amendments, how quick and easy is that to do? If something needs to be updated in the ERP solution or you're doing an upgrade, how's that going to affect the web store? And again, look at downtime and speed rates and things like that. An inability to constantly add value as well. It's all right to just have a web store, but if it's really not adding not only just value when we talk about sales, but value as into the customer experience. So imagine what if you could make your ERP and e-commerce solution work as well? So rather than having these separate silos, actually having a single source of the truth between the two solutions. And what if the e-commerce platform could help you prioritize those relationships and not just transactions? And that's something we're going to come on to shortly. So Sana Commerce, so we are an e-commerce platform. We're designed to help manufacturers, distributors, and wholesalers succeed and build those lasting relationships with customers who depend on them. So just a bit about us in numbers. So we experiencing 50% year-on-year growth as it stands. Just to let you know where Sana came from. So we come from a parent company called ISM Group over in Holland, and we did sort of like, you know, offline commerce, and we did various retail commerce projects, and we do a lot of web design and e-commerce projects. We're doing that for years, and we're actually, that side of the business works with Magento, and they always worked with Magento. Now, we had a lot of our B2B customers come to us and say, well, it's great, you know, this is all good, but this product doesn't really suit my needs. It needs so much customization. It's not really offering what I need in the B2B space. So out of that, Sana was born. And it was so successful, and we've seen such growth that back in 2008, it actually split off, not necessarily split off from ISM Group, we're still under that umbrella, but we're operating as a standalone company. Okay, so we are very much focused around B2B. It doesn't mean that we don't have B2C functionality, because we do have a lot of businesses who have omni-channel experiences, and they'll have a B2C offering, a B2B offering, and maybe a direct-to-consumer, which is, I think, is actually going to become very, very important this year and moving forward as well. So that functionality is going to grow. But yeah, we've seen tremendous growth within this space, and we've grown up to over 400 employees as well worldwide. We have 8 offices, so our main head office is in Rotterdam. Our UK office is in Manchester, and in the States we've got an office in downtown Manhattan as well. And we've got various development and support offices all around the world, including Dubai, Australia. We're out in Colombo, Sri Lanka. So we're literally everywhere, because we have to cope with basically all the sort of time zone demands as well from support and development perspective. We've got over 200 active partners worldwide who are, you know, actively out there selling Sana. We do have obviously more than that with Sana customers in there, but we class those as our active partners who are really pushing us. And we've got over 1,000 plus B2B web stores out there. We've actually got around 1,600 actual stores because we have customers who run multiple stores in different countries, etc. So that's just a little bit about us. We're not just SAP partners. We're also Microsoft partners as well. And we were cited in Forrester as well, which I'm going to cover off in a second, in 2017, 2018, and 2020. But I think the key thing there is we are an accredited SAP partner, and we work very closely with SAP and Microsoft, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute of why it's so important that we have these strong relationships with our partners. So just a little bit about Forrester. So Forrester are an independent research company in technology. In 2017, they first cited us in the research of the top B2B e-commerce suites out there on the market, and this was followed up by in 2018. We were actually in the top 12 B2B e-commerce providers that matter and how they stack up. So, you know, if you actually look at the market out there, we were in the top 12 back in 2018, which was a great achievement for us. But in 2020, this recognition was, you know, grew even more, and it didn't go unnoticed how well we've been performing over the past few years. And we've now moved up to be strong contenders, and our market presence is expanding as well. And obviously there's some other solutions in there you would expect to see with regards to Magento and Salesforce as leaders, and obviously we have SAP in there as well. So it's really great for Sana that because it's not only where we are within the report, you have to meet certain criteria to actually make it onto the report as well. So it's a really great place in how strong we are in the current market. We work across all industries as well. So obviously manufacturing, wholesale, retail, distribution. We've seen quite a bit of growth out there, especially in the B1 space around medical supplies and healthcare. They're some of the growing areas for us. and obviously food and beverage and leisure goods, as you would expect, we've seen a massive uplift in those as well. But we don't pigeonhole ourselves into a specific industry. We're very flexible, but obviously it's all around goods rather than services. So why Sana? I've covered this off a little bit already, but just to clarify, most typical solutions you will see on the market. So you may have customers who might have a first generation e-commerce store at the moment, and quite a few of your customers might already have this kind of solution. These are classed as interfaced solutions. So where the web store is designed so it can actually work in a standalone mode, it has fields in the database that you need to populate to actually run the web store, like stock, price, products, customers, and then you take all of that information and you rebuild it all online. So there's things out there like maybe, I'm sure everyone's heard of Shopify. So Shopify, you can actually import CSV files into their CMS tool to update the shop information. Now, as you can imagine, it's actually quite time consuming to make sure all of the information in the CSV file is correct. So price changes out the ERP, making sure it's up to date, importing it in, it's really open to errors. And the problem with that scenario is that you're actually maintaining data in both places. So if you want to make a change to something like pricing, you have to change it within B1, and then you have to go and change it online so it replicates that on the web store as well. And this is exacerbated even further in the B2B sector, because the depth of information that the customer expects you to provide, as in we've already talked about it, taking that offline experience and replicating it online, is really quite significant, and it's really hard to build in other platforms. So you can see you have to have the connectors all the way going from B1 into the CMS tool, which replicates that online. And there's a lot of management that needs to be done there. And then we go over to the Sana solution, which is a integrated solution. So if we just go through, so we actually plug directly in. So we don't need all of those connectors. We work in a different way. It's more like a three-party project. So it's between you as a partner and the customer. We work together on the project, all three of us. So we install Sana directly into B1. So we've got access to all of the products, the prices, the customers, the order history. But then the clever bit is we use B1 as the engine to drive that online experience. So it's quick and smart, and you only need to maintain one system. And it means that all of the calculations done on the web store are done under the bonnet of the ERP, and all the complex business logic sits in B1, and it's just shown in Sana. So you don't actually need all of these complex add-ons, plugins, middleware. Literally, you just plug it in, we use the data, and project that all into the web store itself. So it basically means that whatever you go and change in the ERP, you're then going to see that updated in the web shop straight away without delay. And then when anything is placed in the web store, you're going to see that directly within the ERP solution as well. Okay, and it's all going to be correct. The prices, everything in there is correct. So our philosophy is the ERP and e-commerce solution work as one, but we need SAP B1. Basically, we need that. We need the data in there. We can't operate that standalone. We don't just go and sell Sana to anybody, which is why we work with the partner network, because we need, obviously, your assistance to take this message out to customers and make sure that everything in the ERP system is all there, it's all up to date, because if it's not, then we're not going to have a successful project implementation. And we are unique. So you will come across other solutions in the market who will say that they are fully integrated. They're not integrated. It just means the providers of these solutions have actually built their own middleware. So they've built middleware between pretty much every ERP solution out there. So if you look at some of them and they say, we work with Oracle, we work with Sage, we work with Microsoft, we work with SAP, it's because they've gone and built all the connecting middleware to all of those various solutions. we are focused on SAP, we are focused on Microsoft because they are our two biggest suppliers globally, and that's where the majority of the B2B companies we deal with are actually using those solutions. So they are our focus. So we make sure that when those systems are upgraded, Sana is upgraded, which means our customers don't have downtime, and that is really the strength of an integrated solution. Also, we use best of breed productized integrations as well from PIM providers like in River and Perforon, marketing, payment providers. And because we work, obviously we're a global brand, I think the key thing is here that we have a lot of customers suggesting other integrations specific to different regions and different countries, and they want those integrated in, which is absolutely fine. So if there's solutions here that your customers feel are business critical and they're not supported at the moment, then our product team consider those, and we can add those in through various customizations with our projects team as well. So that was the slides I want to go through for right now. So what I want to take you through before we go into the benefits to you as partners as well, and really some of the end benefits for the customers. I just want to take you into the product itself and just give you a little tour around. I'm not going to go into every single bit on a web page because I'm sure you guys know exactly what e-commerce is all about, but I just want to take you into the sort of key functionality when we have our various logins like B2B logins and sales agent logins. And I really want to show you the information coming straight through into Business One as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through to Chrome here. So this is just an example web store of ours. So this is one of the demo sites that we use. So again, all of these various things, this particular web store here is a template. So what we do, we've got various different template options that the stores are built on. So our customers will choose which one they want to go for. But we can do complete customizations as well. So it really does depend what the customer wants and, well, in the end, how much they want to spend to make this done. And that would tend to go to if they've got B2C functionality, they want something, really sexy and loads of images and really front end attractive. Or we've got a lot of customers who just want a closed B2B store. So actually, if I came into here, it would just be locked down and I'd have to log in before I could access it. And that is more about just making sure the product's in there and the information's in there rather than actually how it looks. So it really does depend on the type of customer we're talking to. But we're actually, we've just come in here as a B2C customer as it stands. So if we go through and we just have a look at various products in here, so if I just go to smartphones, for instance, we go through the mobile devices. So there you go. I've only got a handful of phones on here. Like I said, it is a demo site. So we've got all of our various things, and I can add to cart as you would expect. I can add one item to cart. We do have variants as well. So if you've got customers who have variants in the ERP, then we can bring those through as well. And then we can bring through various brands, any product attributes, color, weight, dimensions and things like that. We just pull all of that information directly into the web store itself. And you can change the view, so you can just have a standard view, or we can have a grid view and things like that. And we do product comparisons, so you compare products and functionality and specifications and things like that, exactly what you would expect to see. So it's a very sort of end user centric environment. When we go to log in though, this is really what I want to show because this is the focus of our business. So I'm just going to log in as Frank. So 1 second, hopefully my my website, my internet isn't too slow. 1 second. Okay, well my internet is very slow tonight. Oh, there we go. Oh, eventually. Right. Okay. So we're now logged in. So I can see we're logged in as Frank. So I can instantly see here that I've got 4,999 in stock. So I don't show the stock levels for my B2C consumers So you can select that, that customized functionality in there. If you didn't want to show how many were in stock, you could just say in stock or out of stock. So you don't need to show the numbers if you don't want to. But instead of just adding to cart now, you can see I can just type in a number. So I don't need to just add because they're going to be buying in bulk. Okay, so this is all centered around B2B functionality. If I go to notebooks, just at the top here, I'll just show you some of the other things on here. I think one of the key things is when we're trying to take our business offline and replicate the online experience. Yes, stock is important. Yes, I want the ability to add multiple things quickly. But I think one of the other key things is actually the information. So you want to make sure there's as much information on there as you can get. So they don't have to follow up or phone in or email and ask functionality. So in here, you might just have within B1 the product. You might have a product image if you want a product image in there, and we resize all of those, the price, what's in stock. But in our Sana admin tool, which links the two solutions together, you can actually go and add in more descriptions. Okay, so you can have full descriptions in here, so you can really expand on what it can do. The specifications, and again, if the specifications are in the ERP, it'll pull those through. And I've got a manual in here as well. We can customize for different customers what we want to mix and match. So we can get add-ons, we can upsell, cross-sell, related items, all of these types of things. So the more information you can actually put into these pages, then the more likely they're actually going to buy from the web store because it's got all the information that they would normally ask. Okay, we've also, like I said, we've also got our variants. All of our variants are in there. I can see my discount because I've logged in. Yeah, so I get discount because I buy in bulk, and I can see volume discounts in there as well. So I can see if I order X amount, then I get more discount. I can see what that is. Okay, so I can replicate that experience online through here. The other thing we can do is if I go through and have a look at my account, for instance, obviously we talked about the self-service elements of having a web store. It's not just about going in and customers buying more and selling more online. It's really about what they can do from a self-service perspective to actually cut down that sort of offline experience. So in here, I've got all of my orders, so I can come in here and see all of the orders that I place as well, and I can view all of the details behind those. I've got all of my quotes, I've got all of my invoices in here, return orders, credit notes, shipments, sales agreements. I've got everything I need. Now, one of the benefits of integrated e-commerce is you may have, for instance, we had a customer demonstration the other day, and they currently have about 5% of their orders come through their existing web store, but they're looking to expand that to about 15 to 20%, but they still have a lot of orders being placed offline through traditional means or through their sales team. And they were like, well, I want all the information in the web store. And that's something we can do. So some other web stores, like mainstream ones, depending on the integration available and the interfaces that are built, they will show all of the orders that have been placed through the web store and all the quotes from the web store and everything like that, but they don't show the offline activity. But because we are integrated into Business One and we're pulling all of the information out, we can see all invoices, all orders, everything that happens on the customer account within the ERP solution will be visible in the web store, whether or not they're even placing orders through the web store or not. So it could be some customers operate traditionally because that's what they're used to, or we're going through an education process, but actually they can still use all of the self-service, download invoices and they want and use it like a customer portal. Okay, and they can drill down, they can view the details of invoices, they can print stuff off, they can do everything they want, just like we can do, I'm sure, in some of the traditional solutions that we buy from as well. We've also got reordering functionality. So if I want to go reorder something, I can just go reorder that and it'll just add that all into my basket and I can just order it again. we could take payments. So if I want to, I could do on account payments, or I could just go and pay this by card. I can pay invoices online rather than have to phone up and pay. It just makes it really nice user experience that I don't have to contact anyone to do everything that I want to do. If we want to generate returns, I can go generate return, and then all those return reasons are pulled through directly from B1. Okay, so we pull those descriptions through, you can add attachments, and away you go. Okay, so we can do everything from here that the customer would want to do with regards to self-service. And I think that's a really key thing to point out when we're talking to customers about how they can change the way they work with their existing customers as well, and improve that back-end supply chain management process. Now, we also talk to a lot of customers who have salespeople out on the road, and they're like, you know, we don't want this to replace our salespeople. We're loyal to our staff. We completely understand that. So let's use the web store as a sales tool. So I can log in here. So if I just log in as sales at Sana. Forget the password, right? We'll see if I find out. So what this means is if I log in from a sales perspective and I'm out on the road and I go and visit my customer, or I just phone my customer, or they phone me and say I want to place an order, instead of telling them to email it in or contact me with a spreadsheet or me place it directly into Business One, I can actually come in here as the salesperson, go to represent customer, and all of the customers that have been allocated to me are now in here. So if I'm sat in front of this customer, I can just hit select, and now I'm seeing exactly what this customer would see. So when I go into the products and everything like that, I can see the correct pricing for this customer. I can see the correct stock levels. I can go into his account and see what's owed. I can see everything here and actually use this as a sales tool, again, which is a really great message to put across there. And just quickly, before I'm going to go show you now how it integrates with Business One and how that information flows between the two. But just before that, I just want to show you an example of quite a heavy customized site. So that is kind of the one I just showed you is a templated site. It's our demonstration site. This here has been heavily bespoke. I do really like this company. They sell some really good bit of kit. But if we go in to windsurfing there on the right hand side, you can see it's really big and bold and colorful. You know, the imagery is great. They've got videos and things like that embedded everywhere within here. So it's not just templated. And then if we click in to the various products, they've embedded 3D images in there as well. You know, comparisons, key features. Again, all of these various technical specifications are in there. All of these little nice bits as well. It's a really nice looking site, and it's just an example of what you could do, especially if you've got customers who do want that you know, B2C functionality in there as well. And you know, these guys do clothes, they do all of the spares for the various bits of kit. So we can do add-ons as well, like we can do add-ons for like bill of material add-ons and things like that. And we can do configuration tools. So we've got various configurators and things like that built into the store. Again, all of these can be fully customized and added in. And all of these spare parts are coming through. And we can see we've got all the variant selection, and it's actually pulling through that live pricing from the actual web store, from the ERP solution. So it's making sure all the pricing that I'm seeing is up to date and correct as well. And then when we click on exactly what we're looking for, it will just take me down. I can select the variants and place the order. So this is just an example of what can be done with one of our stores. So it really is completely flexible depending on what the customer requires. So what I want to take you to have a look at now is we're just going to go in and just place an order in here. So let's make sure I'm logged in. Yeah, I'm logged in as Frank. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go into our notebooks in here. Oh, okay, I think it just logged me out. Let me just log back in again. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one of those to the basket. As you can see, I can just go and select multiple ones and then add them all to the basket in one hit. And then if we go and view the basket, they're all in here. One of the other things to take note is we do have a really good search bar at the top, because obviously a lot of B2B buyers might know exactly what they're looking for. So rather than having to go through a typical way a consumer may buy, just browsing through, they might just want to come in here and search exactly what they're looking for. And it will go and search for that word or reference number or item code wherever it sees it. And then they can just go and buy directly from here. So I'm just going to buy 60 of those. And what we'll see is all the prices have just disappeared, because it wants me to check that if I've just added stuff to my cart, that the prices have been calculated correctly from the ERP solution, because I might have triggered some additional discount. So you can hit recalculate, it will pull that through from my customer card to make sure the relevant discount has then been applied to this as well. Okay, so we've got 31,600. We can save it as a template as well. So you have people who are doing a lot of large orders. I can save it as a template, and then next time when I come in, I could just load that template back up again. So instead of having that old, oh, I need to import CSVs and spreadsheets and things like that, we can actually have all those templates in the store itself. And then if we just went to get a quote, for example, this is a one-page quote. I can have multiple pages depending on how I want this laid out. And we'll just put a reference. So I'm going to have this as Scary Ref. Get the quote. That's going to ping away and just process that. So it's been processed successfully. So if we just go back into B1 and we'll just go to our quotations in here. Okay, and just have a look at our posting dates. So there we go. We can see that that open quote is now in there, 31,631. So it's come straight through into the solution itself. And then if I just cancel that and close it down, and we move back in and go to our quote page, so we have the ability just to process that. So I'm just going to convert that quote to an order. Are you sure? Yeah, continue. So that order is now going to be placed. There we go. So that order has now been placed. So if we just go back in and we go through to our sales orders, and again, just adjust our posting date in there. So there you go. We can now see that that order has been placed, and then we can go view the details behind that. So, and you can amend these as well. So if any changes that had to be made, again, would come straight through back into the web store itself. Like I say, well, they bought 60 of those and we didn't give them any discount, and they might have asked for a discount. You know, we can just add that in. Not that they'd asked for discounts after they placed the order, but just to show you how that can be done. So I've just changed that. I've added 15% discount into there. So I'm just going to go and update that, click OK. And then if we go back into the web store and go to my orders, so that's 1578, we can now see that that has adjusted down. And if I just view the details behind it, we can now see that 15% discount has been applied against that. So you can really start seeing there the benefits of you know, integrated e-commerce, and it completely flows through. All the information is correct and it's all there, rather than having those complex interface projects in the background where this information either doesn't come through, or there's delays, or they're not seeing the right information. And that's really the benefit of integrated e-commerce with Sana. So I'm just going to come out back into our presentation. So just to cover off now just the benefits to you and your customers then, I think one of the key things is benefit to the customers is, you know, to move forward, they are going to have to be incredibly customer centric. And even in B2B at the moment, people are coming into the workplace now and they don't know a world that wasn't online. So when they are looking for people to buy from, then they're doing a lot of market research, a lot of online research, and actually hitting the website, web store for the first time. And that experience is really having a massive effect of who they're actually going to be doing business with. So they're going to have to be very focused around what their customers expect and want to see. So some of the key, they don't expect to have a call. We've already mentioned that. They want to get all the information online at their fingertips. They want to be able to check stock, see their correct offers, pricing, shipment updates, you know, 24/7 ordering. So you've really got to put that that customer centricity at the heart of the business. And if they're not doing that, they're going to struggle to succeed. So what companies are looking for an e-commerce solution? Fast time to market. We have fixed price solutions. We've got rapid implementation days as well. And because we plug directly into the ERP system, most of our partners get quite a lot of work when Sana comes in, because it's not just an e-commerce solution and there you go, there's your web store online. Because we use the data in ERP, it needs to be configured correctly. They need to make sure everything's in there. So there's a lot of work to be done there to actually get that online, because we're only as good as the data that's in Business One. Agility to adapt the solution to changing business and customer needs. We have our CMS, or our Sana admin tool, and they can actually customize the content of the front end web store as and when they want to. They haven't got to contact anybody and say, can you move this here? Can you change this image? Can you change this offer? They can do it as and when they want to, and they've got that access at their fingertips. So something to reduce demands on limited internal IT resources. It's a cloud solution, simple IT, everything's hosted on Azure. It's easily integrated without the middleware, so it's a plug and play, which means that actually, apart from getting Business One up to date, we've really got a simple go live product plan. Scalability as well. So what happens if they change their ERP solution, or they upgrade, or anything happens to Business One? Not a problem. All the data and business logics will still get managed through there. And Sana will plug into all versions, because like I said, we're accredited with SAP and we work closely with them to make sure that our integration works smoothly. Value for money is key, and that's where an out-of-the-box solution tailored to their needs, simple go, there's no hidden costs. We do a lot of project scoping, so we make sure exactly what the customer wants, whether that would be a templated solution or something more bespoke, like I showed you with Duotone, and we will work with them to make sure it's the right solution for them. So what are the game changers of ERP integration for our mutual customers? So shorter time to go live, so leveraging the ERP investment. So they obviously invest a lot of money with SAP and the data, and it runs their business. So let's leverage that data. Okay, we can become trusted partners with this, using the information they've already got to project their business online. And because of this, and because we're using the data they have, there's less risk to moving forward into e-commerce with Sana. So what are the benefits for the partners who work with us? What's in it for you? So happier customers, and this is something we do focus on. It's easy to say happier customers, but I honestly think that the partners we work with most successfully will make sure they're not out there, selling hundreds and thousands of Sana licenses. They're making sure that the customer has the right solution to fit their business. So if we can sit down and have a conversation, we more than happily qualify out if Sana's not the right solution, because we want to be upfront and honest. There's no point trying to pigeonhole our solution into a customer who needs something completely different, which means because we work with you on these projects, and it's kind of a three-way project plan between the three of us, our customers are aware of exactly what they want, what we can provide them, when it's going to go live, and the customers are coming to you. They've got their IT partner all under one roof. You can provide everything they need, rather than partners, and we do have it, we'll just say, oh, just go find your own solution. Maybe have a look at this website, and this website. I've heard of those, go and have a look. And then the customer will go have a look, and for all the reasons we've just discussed over the last 45 minutes, they will have a poor implementation. But if we could just get them the right implementation from the off, then again, being a trusted advisor is really, really key. Add more value. Already talked about that just then. Making sure that they can get all of their IT needs under one roof, and it's the right solution for them. Just makes them, work with you more, and their business grows, which in turn means you should grow through additional services and solutions you can offer them. No hassle custom interfaces. Again, we come across some partners who like to work with middleware and custom interfaces. and various work, because it provides them with a lot of project time and a lot of services work that they can bill out, which is all well and good. But when we talk about the market and the customers and exactly what they require and the right solution for the right customer, then I'm sure we can all agree that actually a fully integrated solution leveraging their data means we're going to have happy customers, longer term customers, less issues in the long run. So actually those custom interfaces are very costly and there's a lot of hassle over time as well. Well, it's not going to look good from all sides, is it? More positive lock-in. If you got your customer, they're using Sana, they're using B1, it's all working together. It's going to be harder for them to move away from that ERP. I'm not saying we don't, as by the way, you know, we work with various solutions, but it means the customer themselves, all of their systems are integrated together, it's all working, it's online. It would hopefully mean they were going to stick with B1 longer, which means you can get more of a lock-in with your customers as well. And also additional revenue. We provide our partners with, you know, very good margins as well. So if you are looking for that element, then obviously we do provide that too. Win more business with e-commerce as well. So it's being able to compete with those other solutions on the market, which are single stack solutions who can provide everything under one roof. Can we add something into our solution stack like Sana that can help us win more business against those type of solutions out there? So packaging it all up together and then offering that complete package will help them master that digital transformation piece, which a lot of our partners, a lot of customers are very focused on at the moment as well. And better serve your existing clients as well. So enlarging that product offering, expanding that expertise allows you to position yourself as an industry specialist as well. And it's all about not our customers, it's your customers as well, and building those relationships with them. We offer full partner care. So like I said, I'm the partner manager for the UK and Ireland, but we've got partner managers all across the world. We all do the same role. We look after our partners to make sure that everything they've got. We offer sales support. So again, we have a lot of partners who are experts in what they do, but they're not necessarily experts in e-commerce. So are they able to make sure that the right solution is getting advice to the customers? We can help with that. So we can actually get onto calls with you, do some scoping calls or just an introduction call with customers, just to ask them what they're after, exactly what their needs are, what they want, and then we can advise them if it's not our solution, then what solution they should be looking for. But we give you all of that support as well. We do all the technical support, so you get all the support from us, training and coaching. We do funded co-marketing, and we've already mentioned our margin scheme as well. I think the key thing to stress is we will give you all of the tools and training and advice and help you need, whether you want to do stuff yourself or just identify opportunities and just bring us in and get us involved. It really does depend how you want to work with us. We've got our Sana community, so we've got demo sites, demo systems you can play around with. We have other partners posting in there as well, so we have this whole community up and running. Online help, you get all that technical support as you would expect, and our university, which is a very, I had to go through when I started, a very comprehensive e-learning platform, which will tell you everything if you really want to, or if someone in your business really wants to know exactly how Sana works and various things you can do with it. All of these resources are available. And we have 3 partner levels. We have ambassadors who will literally just come across an opportunity and say, here's a customer, I think it's going to be a good fit for Sana. There you go. And then obviously they will get their margins if we close it. We have selling partners who work with us. So they will call us in to talk with their customers, with them involved. And then we put these projects together, and you know it's all worked with the partner every step of the way. So that's our probably most popular partner, especially in the UK. And then we have implementation, where if you think, well, I want to take over and fully implement the web store and do all the design and do everything yourselves, then we have an option to be implementation partners, where you can learn all of the SDK backend, and you can provide all of those services yourself and just buy the licenses from Sana. It really does depend how you feel a partnership would be beneficial to you. So again, I'm the Partner Alliance Manager for the UK, and I've got Dean as well. So Dean Simons, he's our UK Sales Manager. We are here to help. If you're not based in the UK, and I appreciate some of the listeners today are everywhere in the world, I believe, please get in touch with any one of us, or if you get in touch with Darren, we'll be able to point you in the right direction and link you up with the best contact for you. I hope you found that informative and interesting. And it would be great if we can work together moving forward to make sure your customers have a nice integrated e-commerce solution. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Alex. That was very comprehensive and thorough. Some great insight there. I think you've done a cracking job this afternoon. In fact, you've done such a good job. We haven't actually had any questions come through so far, but just a reminder to the audience, if anybody does want to ask any questions, please type in the details shortly, and we'll wrap up any general questions. As Alex has already mentioned, if there's anything specific that's relating to you as a partner or to a specific customer situation, Alex is always available through the usual channels, whether it's email, phone, social media. And even if you can't get hold of Alex for whatever reason, I'm more than happy to pass on any feedback or thoughts through Cloud for Partners. In fact, if you go onto our Cloud for Partners website, mycloud4partners.com, you'll actually see that Sana are listed under our digital marketplace as a best of breed e-commerce partner, and you can actually click onto their website directly through our own. The webinar today has also been recorded, so if there are any colleagues, associates, or any other interested parties who want to take advantage of Alex's insight today, we will make the video recording available through Sana, so they can share through the usual outlets. And it's also available over the coming days on our dedicated YouTube channel for Cloud for Partners. Still haven't got any questions coming through, so we'll probably wrap up. But Alex, may I take the opportunity to thank you personally? We've had a really thorough introduction to not only who Sana are, but what the product actually does in the real world. Some great insight there. And I'm sure we'll have plenty to cover off as more and more partners and their customers throw questions at us and express an interest in what we can do for them. So thank you very much for your time today.
No problem at all.
And may I wish all of our attendees a pleasant afternoon, and by all means, please do contact us if there's anything else we can assist with. Thanks once again for your time.